In the little mountain village, the young man was known for his hesitation. He spoke softly, as if afraid of his own words. When asked to help in the market, he fumbled. When the elders called for volunteers, he stepped back. The children whispered that he was the boy who always shakes. Even the women at the well laughed gently, saying, "He carries himself like a shadow, not a man." The young man heard their words and carried them like stones in his chest. He longed to stand tall, to speak without trembling, but the weight of his own doubt chained him low. At last, weary of shame, he climbed the winding path into the mountains, where a solitary monk was said to dwell. The journey was steep, but heavier still was the question burning in his heart. When he reached the clearing, he found the monk sitting on a flat rock, gazing at the clouds. Bowing deeply, the young man spoke. "Master, I came here because I have no confidence. My voice shakes, my hands falter, my spirit hides. Please, teach me how to be strong." The monk studied him in silence. Then, with a nod, he said only, "Return to your village. Fill 2 buckets with water. Carry them across the square at midday." The young man blinked, confused. "That will only make me look foolish." "All the better," the monk replied. So the young man obeyed. He returned to the village, filled 2 wooden buckets at the well, and when the sun stood high, he lifted them with trembling arms. The square was crowded, merchants shouting, children running, women bargaining for grain. All eyes turned to him as he staggered forward, water sloshing over the rims. Laughter rose. "He'll drop them," someone called. A child clapped. An old man shook his head. The young man's face burned with shame, but still he walked, step by step, across the square. His arms ached, his back bent, but he did not stop until he reached the other side, where the monk now stood waiting. The buckets were half empty. The villagers still laughed. But the monk only looked at him and said quietly, "So, you carried them." The young man lowered his head. "I spilled most of it. I looked ridiculous. Yet the water arrived," said the monk. The young man hesitated. "But I never felt confident. Not once." The monk's eyes softened. "Confidence is not the torch that lights the path. It is the shadow that follows behind. You moved before you felt ready, that is courage. Walk often enough with courage, and soon you will forget you were ever afraid." The young man looked back across the square. The villagers still talked and laughed, but something inside him was different. His arms still trembled, but his spine was straight. For the first time, he bowed to the monk without shrinking.